Hey guys, Time We're back again. Welcome to day 13th in the life of the Galaxy Z Fold 5. Currently going on a walk to go pick up my lunch. I'm using the main camera on the Galaxy Z Fold 5. As you can see, I had to start off the video by pointing the camera the other way. Then I launch it up. I have to manually turn the phone around if I want to use the main camera. Because right now I'm looking right into the lens, so I should be okay framing wise. I don't have any preview screens or anything like that. The downside of recording a video like this using your main camera is if someone is walking towards me, they're gonna see a preview of what I'm recording. I guess they're gonna see my face. So it's just gonna look awkward and weird. I mean, they probably know I'm recording a video, but still, you just wanna mind your own business, trying to be more casual and don't want to scream out your vlogging, then this is not the most ideal setup if you're trying to be discreet. Other than that, I have to turn my phone around, press a button. Now I'm using the actual selfie camera on this phone. This will be a little less weird if someone's walking towards me. There's someone walking towards me as we speak, so good thing I did turn the camera around, so it wouldn't look weird. You should see me recording. But then now we're turning back. So little things like that, pretty standard. Although one benefit I do want to point out with the Galaxy camera is I do have the ability to switch back and forth while I'm in the middle of recording like I just did. I can use the main camera and the selfie camera. It may sound like something basic and straightforward, but you cannot do that on the Google Pixel phone. None of the Pixel series, even the Pixel Fold. If you want to use the main camera, then you got to start recording using the main camera. And if you want to use the selfie camera, you gotta hit stop and then go to the selfie camera. Can't switch back and forth at the same time. Now I'm gonna pause this video and turn my phone horizontally. Now I'm resuming again. Some people prefer the horizontal view. It looks nicer. Portrait view get a little awkward. For me, holding the phone this way horizontally, I got my two fingers on top of the phone.
Wait.
The bottom right edge is sitting in the palm of my hand, and I got my pinky holding this $2,000 phone for dear life. So God help me if I drop it. Then we'll just spin it back. Okay, spinning it back. For now, standing at the crosswalks, waiting for the light to turn red so I can walk across. And we're good to walk. So when recording videos, I definitely feel more comfortable using the phone in portrait mode because I get a better grip. Alrighty, got my lunch, walking back home. So today's the 13th day of using the Galaxy Z Fold 5. Probably gonna do one last video, call it a wrap with my 2 weeks review. I already used the Galaxy Z Fold 3 and 4 in the past, so pretty similar experience. Overall, it's nice to have a folding phone in your pocket, but you're walking around, you're gonna use it unfolded. No one's gonna walk around and open it up as a tablet. So camera-wise, it's pretty decent. You're getting Samsung cameras in general. They have one of the best cameras. Although for whatever reason, this one is pretty limited. Even though you can switch the cameras back and forth, you don't have the ability to zoom. I guess you can zoom in. I stand corrected. Okay, so you can zoom as you are recording, but it doesn't have the wide angle camera. They have wide angle when you're taking photos, but for whatever reason, they don't have the wide angle when recording videos. So that's what the audio is gonna sound like. The first half of this video, I'm gonna use Adobe Podcast AI to fix out the volume and the width and all that. Give you guys a better listening experience. Second half of this video is just me recording and using the actual main camera so you can hear all the audio and everything as I'm walking around. Got the wind blowing, got the guy mowing the lawn over there. So give you a quick zoom. This is the 10x zoom, which is probably the worst quality that you can do since you're not using the main camera, you're actually using the digital zoom. And I'm actually surprised of how somewhat stable it is as I'm walking. Usually when you zoom in this far, it gets really shaky. I guess it is still a little shaky, but at least it's doing its best to try and control it. So let me zoom back out. I guess at the bottom here we got the 2x camera, the 4x. So you can actually tap on the preset zoom. Alrighty, spinning the camera around. Another thing I want to test is if I'm switching the camera back like this. In prior Samsung footage while I'm recording, it kind of stops recording in the middle. So while I'm recording, purposes. Okay, the test is over. We'll find out later when I go back and listen to the audio, or you guys can hear it when I post it. But I believe on the Motorola phone and also the OnePlus, it allows me to switch back and forth while I'm talking, and it doesn't pause the video. For some reason, Samsung's not able to do that, at least in the Galaxy S23. I expect this one to be the same as well. But another thing I want to quickly hit on is just using zoom on this phone. Someone had a question or comment if I can use the main camera to do zoom. So technically you can, it still get a little awkward. So you can download the Zoom app on your phone. You can either have it prop on the table, you can use the selfie camera, the under display one, but that camera is absolutely terrible. So, but then it allows you to preview yourself, so you can actually sit there, have the phone in like a laptop mode or docking mode, whatever you want to call it, and then you can see yourself in the Zoom call. But if you use the main camera and having that same setup, you spin your phone around, the preview screen is facing downwards because it needs to sit somewhere, and the camera is pointed at you, so you can technically look at it, but then you wouldn't be able to see yourself. You're just looking at the camera lens. You wouldn't be able to see who you're talking to either. So you're literally just staring at a lens. So from that standpoint, you can use the main camera, you just can't see anybody else you're talking to. I know like with an iPhone, they got the app continuity or whatever they call it. It allows you to use your iPhone main camera on your Mac. You can do it on Zoom or whatever. I recall reading somewhere that on Android 14 that they will be allowing that as well. But as of right now, you're not able to do it. Although one thing I do want to point out is in the Moto Razr Plus, I do recall when you connect your phone to the computer, their version of Dex, whatever it was called, Here We Go, Let's Go, something like that. I can never remember the name to this day. It did have an option to use your phone as a webcam, so that is somewhat cool. We'll see what happens with Android 14 if they're gonna add that, but for now, no go. Another reason why I prefer the Galaxy Z Fold 5 over any iPhone in the US today is in the US market, they force you to use eSIM. For now, eSIM is a little bit funky. The Z Fold 5 does support eSIM, but you can still use the physical SIM card. I personally am not ready for it yet because I switch phones so often, and you guys switch phones often. You don't want to deal with eSIM because it gets a little bit funky on the Apple side. You got to download their own app and transfer things over. Android or specific carriers, they all have their own apps. Overall, it's a really weird process, and I know eSIM is probably going to be the future, but for now it's still a little wonky, so I don't want to touch it. So that's just my own personal preference there, and why I'm avoiding all iPhones for now until eSIM get better. But for now, I still like the choice of having the physical SIM card. It is so much easier for me to take any SIM card, pop into any phone I want, and just start using it. But if there's eSIM, I have absolutely no idea. And you know the technology is not good if you actually go into any carrier and you ask the workers there themselves. They don't even want to deal with eSIM. So they don't want to deal with it. I personally don't want to deal with it. So for now, I'm going to stick with the physical SIM card as long as I can until Samsung and all the other Android manufacturers force you to use eSIM. That's just a random aside why I'm protesting eSIM, and I likely won't get the iPhone 15 to try it out if that's going to be the similar case. I have a feeling they're going to slowly force eSIM into everything, but for now they only made it mandatory in the US, but for the rest of the world they still let you use physical SIM card. Alright guys, thank you for watching. This wraps up day 13 in life of Galaxy Z Fold 5. Let me know if you have any questions or comments below. I'm going to cover this phone for one more video. Going to do a 2 weeks recap, call it a day. And next phone I'm going to try out is the Galaxy Z Flip 5. Please check out my last videos on the 12 reasons why you should get the Galaxy Z Fold 5 if you haven't already. Remember to like and subscribe, and see you guys in the next video.